Okay guys, just wanted to show you where I am. We're going to try and get a nice tight shot here. I took a little bit of video last night where I wasn't working with a pencil. Really the only supplies you're going to need are a nice sharp pencil. Hopefully you have a sharpener at home. If not, you can, paring knife will do the trick. And just a little piece of toilet paper, napkin, whatever. I know it's kind of a hot commodity right now. But just something to do your blending, because I did not give you any tortillons. One thing I want to show you is the flyaways on his hair. Now, I advised you to do the negative space around him, but sometimes that makes him look kind of thick. So what you can do, if you have a pretty good eraser, you can, I'm going to just kind of fake it here, you can kind of just make the flyaways with your eraser through some of the graphite that you've blended. So what I did was I buffed this in circles like this, and then I can make some of my flyaways. I may not want them there, but that showed you what to do, okay? All right, the other thing that I noted before was that I darkened the frame here where it's bright on his skin. I don't know if you can get a real close shot here. It's really bright around the frame, so it makes the frame look dark. So I did the same thing here. But here, where it's really shadowy around the frame, I left it light. So when that looks in graphite, it looks like this. So the shadow is what makes the frame show up. That negative, positive reversal again, okay? So what I wanted to show you is maybe how to do some of these more subtle shadows. I don't have them perfect, but you can see when you look at the photograph that it's a little lighter here and quite a bit lighter here and uber light right here, okay? We can't get rid of these lines because they've been photocopied in, but they're not that horrible. Alright, but he has a little dent in his head right here, this wrinkle right here where it kind of slopes out. So there's a little bit of shadow area right here. And it's just a matter of softly buffing it. So we're going to try it right here in the cheek area. We'll look over here and then try to do what we see here over here. So it's the darkest right here under his sideburn. So I'm taking again the side of the pencil and I'm just gently putting in some shading because I'm going to be rubbing it with that old paper towel again in a second. And then notice here it gets dark again with the shelf of his jaw. You should remember that from doing Frankenstein, okay? So if your points are plotted good, this should go fairly quickly. I'm estimating that what I did, this half that I did here, took me about 50 minutes. Okay, and I'm going to be faster than you because I've had more experience. So I'm thinking the total project should maybe take about 4 hours, I'm guessing, if you would have this much detail, and I really don't expect this much detail, okay? So I'm building the shadow up a little bit, but I can always make it darker. I don't want to go wild at first because it's harder to get it off than it is to put it back on. So starting to build up that shadow. I'm going to move over to his nose again because I don't want to get my hand in this. This is what happens if you do. You get all cruddy right here. So if you want to take a piece of wax paper or something see-through, you can too. He's got a very subtle shadow right here. I'm going to try to put that in and then blend a little bit with my paper towel. So here comes the ratty hunk of paper towel. Just wadding it up a little bit. Kind of buffing it into like a, use that vocabulary word that we had with our sculptures, patina. I'm kind of making a smooth tarnish all over his face here. Okay, now some of that's too dark. So the obvious solution would be what? To make it lighter with an eraser. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I see this light mark right here. I could go to my grid and see exactly where it is, and I'm going to trust my artistry right now and say that it's right about here. And then I can kind of buff around the edges to smooth that out. I see, and you may not see all of the little highlights and stuff that I see, because again, I'm 1,000,000 years old and had more experience than you have. Okay? Here on the mouth, you'll be able to get some really strong contrast because the underside of his lip is very, very dark. I'm going to leave that alone for now and just show you right here. Got a little bit of darkness here in the crease of his nose, and under here I'm going to sharpen up some of that lighter shading that I did yesterday. I just wanted to show you how to do that. So it's by degrees. You're going to go by degrees, use alternating line with area until you get it to look like it's sticking out. Okay, sometimes that means you have to go darker, sometimes it means you have to go lighter. Okay, I hope that helps a little bit. I will show you a finished product, but you really just kind of have to develop the feel of this yourself. Later.